Welcome to Breaking Ties, Is Divorce the Answer? This is your go-to source for practical advice and support when considering if a divorce is the right answer for you. Join us each weekday for a quick chat where we'll uncover a variety of topics such as child custody, property division, and self-care. Together, we'll explore the emotional, financial, and legal aspects of divorce and help you find the best path forward for you and your family. Here is your host and Certified Divorce Financial Analyst Professional, Mike Fulkerson.
Hello and welcome to Breaking Ties, Is Divorce the Answer? I'm your host, Mike Fulkerson, Financial Advisor and Certified Divorce Financial Analyst Professional. And today I would like to chat a little bit about kind of like the inevitable, okay? And I know in this podcast we're just talking about considering a divorce. However, if you also have serious considerations about this already, then there's a good chance that it could likely happen. I hope not. I'm not an advocate for divorce at all. If you're able to work things out and everything works out for your relationship, that's fantastic. However, in the end, many times you reach this stage, it's gonna, start progressing and you're gonna look at life a little differently. And when you prepare for the inevitable, there's a lot. It seems pretty overwhelming at the beginning. I know when I went through my divorce, it was a lot all at one time. It was so many things that you had to consider and take a look at and stuff. It's not an easy choice or decision by any means, but in the end, it's very much your choice. You don't have to stay in a relationship you're unhappy with. You don't have to stay in a relationship where it's not fulfilling. And yes, you may or may not have kids involved. If you do, it is challenging. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It's pretty darn tough on everybody, of course, but in the end, a lot of times the family is really better for it. And I think when you look at how you're going to determine this, you're going to look at a multitude of factors. And the reality is there's no right or wrong answers. If it's what you feel, it's what you feel. Is it going to be hard? Usually. Not every divorce is hard. Not every transition is difficult. However, a lot of times it is. There isn't always just this clear, smooth sailing through process that just takes X amount of time. There's a lot of ebbs and flows. There's a lot of surprises. Things come up. And you're going to want to put yourself in a good state of mind, have a good plan going in to, say, your divorce process, because it's pretty grueling. The legal process itself is brutal. There's no other way to explain it. And hopefully everything can be amicable, but that's not the case in the majority of divorce situations. So you have to steel yourself a little bit as well. But in the end, like I said, it's really gonna be the best for everyone involved. And you have to do it in a manner in which works for you. So if you're thinking about the kids, if you're thinking about yourself, going through the process, setting all this up, I mean, really, it's a lot of numbers driven in the beginning with regards to finances. It's a lot of, if you have kids, it's going to be a lot of what's that schedule look like? How are sports held? How are expenses for the kids handled? Things like that. So you're going to want to prepare and prep just to give yourself a head start. Just something to make it a little easier once you start through the process. Because once it gets going, it can move as quickly or as slowly as you or your future ex-spouse will want. So is it inevitable? A lot of times, but there are times through the process where people actually do reconcile and figure things out and go, I really don't want this. And that's great too. So the inevitable doesn't necessarily have to be a divorce. The inevitable could be patching things up, making things work better, and getting out of the relationship what you would like, in a marriage anyway. So I wish you the best of luck. It's not an easy decision by any means. It happened to work out for myself and my family. And in the end, you got to do what's right, you feel, for you and your family. So I would like to thank you for joining me on this episode of Breaking Ties, Is Divorce the Answer? I'm always here for questions and answers. Don't hesitate to reach out, whether you're beginning, middle, end of the process. I'm always available, like to help people type of thing. So if you want to do that, like, subscribe kind of thing as well, fantastic. If not, okay. But all in all, I wish you smooth sailing on your decision, and hopefully everything works in your favor. Have a great day.